explore Pokémon, TCG, and sports cards here on the Cardboard Alchemist podcast. And now here are your hosts, Giovanni and Sebastian.
What a crazy week. I know, these finally came in. Look at my fit.
Hell yeah, all white. I'm not gonna get up because my chunky ass is going to show everything.
Welcome to Cardboard Alchemist. We got a good episode for you guys. So in the Patreon, we're gonna briefly talk about the heat press, but we're still experimenting and we're talking to people who are a little bit more savvy with it, and so we might be bringing somebody on to kind of talk about it too, Shiny. So we'll see. But right now, what I wanted to do was we'll definitely talk about the things I'm doing right now with it, and in fact, we're going to run one experiment with it that I have here. But if you're not in the Patreon, join the Patreon. I think there's still a couple spots of the grandfather tier, so get in that before that sells out. Cardboardalchemist.com. Do it on desktop, by the way. If you do it on iOS, it charges you more because of the stupid iOS fee. So
what is it like it's what percentage does it charge people?
Dude, iOS fees, because I've built mobile apps before, it's ridiculous. It's like 30 to 50% more. Like they charge on top of what you're charging. So that's why Apple's $1 trillion company. But yeah, anyway. Yeah. We're going to talk about PSA and BGS, and obviously we're going to touch on like all the other kind of grading companies out there too. But we had a couple of requests of like, you know, how best to crossover grade, who cares about what, that sort of thing. And I know we kind of touched on it in the past, but there's a lot of new things that I've learned. Sebastian has done some crossovers himself. And so this should be a pretty exciting episode. What do you think, Seabass?
I'm excited because I will love to show the grades of the before and afters. I mean, I have the papers here, but I also have the slabs. I barely got the slabs yesterday. And for one of them, look, I'm just gonna. Oh, what's that? Nice. Ooh, I bought it like I had to buy it for this card because this card is like lit ass F. You know, I'm gonna keep it PG for the YouTube, but it's like one of my favorite cards. I got it at a PSA 5. Check this out. Oh, there you go. It is a Charizard Reverse Foil Legendary Collections at a 5.
And you dropped a post on it. Let me share your post real quick because the post is a lot of fun. So here's the good old Zard. LC Zards, by the way, I mean, holy cow, right?
They're beautiful. I love it, especially if it's the Zard. I think that's the only Zard that, honestly, I don't even care about a first edition Zard. I just like this one better than anything because I love the reverse foil, especially because it's unique. It is the the firework foil, which is very rare to have, especially if it's a Charizard.
Yeah, I noticed these are notorious for print lines. Did you have any on yours?
I actually had one, and if you use Pokemaster, what was it? Pokemaster 10%?
Yeah, Pokemaster. Did you use Hyper Potion on this bad boy?
Yeah, I used Hyper Potion right before I sent this to Beckett, and honestly, I was very, very nervous to send it because, of course, this was the very first card that the grader was gonna see in the order. But, you know, everything crossed through perfectly. Made sure nothing was, like, you couldn't trace anything was done to that card. Because, you know, I really worked hard on this one. And I also made it, you know, this one took me maybe about a week or two to fix. And no, I lied. It took me a good while. It took me a good while to straighten because I think flattening these type of cards are harder than flattening other cards because, of course, the reverse foil is the plastic I think is more thicker than the rest, or it's just a different type of plastic that makes it harder to flatten.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're dealing with like a different type of foil for sure that's underneath that plastic layer. So But yeah, this card reminds me of the non-holo legendary, which
Oh yeah.
by the way, a little secret on that. In fact, I'm getting ready for a submission. And it's funny because I bought a really cooked one from some dude at a card show, and I didn't even clean the card. I just literally just creased it in half on purpose because that's what I'm
PSA
going for.
won that one. Hell yeah.
There's so much whitening on the card. I'm kind of like, why even fix this card and get a 5 or 6? Like,
Yeah,
I'm
might as well
better
just
off
go for the one.
I'm better off just bending it in half and sending it in. Isn't that sad? That's the sad world we live in right now.
It's sad, but a lot of people are finding cooked cards just to bend in half, taking it to PSA 1 and also sell it for a little bit of a fortune, which is it's so crazy. I see, you know what PSA 1s I see the most? I see mostly Crystal Lugias. All the gold stars are PSA 1s here.
Oh, really?
And yeah. And it's just like, why is it even being a premium to just have a PSA 1?
I remember the Metal Charizard promo
From Celebrations.
Yeah, the one going for a lot. And some dude was like, how can I, because he messaged me going like, how can he turn his into a 1? I was like, you can't bend that card in half, right? So, and in fact, if you bent it, I don't think PSA would grade it at that point because it wouldn't even fit in the slab. Yeah. So he had to just scratch it like crazy. I was just take sandpaper to it. Yeah.
Oh my God. Take the grit and just like scratch the hell out of it.
Don't take too much off because if it is missing like straight up, they'll just not even, grade it because it's like if you can't tell what card it was or a significant amount of the card is missing. So, yeah. And then
there's my beautiful face.
I'm going to show off a couple of other ones here. Can you see that, Sebastian? Or I don't think it's coming through right.
The what? What are you trying to do?
Trying to show off the card I sent over to you.
I can see it there, and like it's on top, but it's very small. There you go.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. So this here is something that had a crease at the bottom. And looking back on this, some people are like, do I PSA it? Do I BGS? And I'm curious, what tempted you to send that card to BGS instead of PSA?
I'm going to be honest with you. I just like the slab for BGS better. Like, check this out. I just like how it looks. And it's closer to me too. Beckett is based in Texas. I didn't have to ship the card all the way to California and all that stuff, and then waiting for months because right now it's like a 3 to 4 month hold
for the bulk. Yeah, I mean, if you did the walkthrough on that, was it 150 a card?
Oh no, I did 75 a card. I did the Express. The other one. I did Express. It was going to be to 5 to 7 days, but I got it way earlier than that, to be honest. So it was pretty. It was pretty good. I really liked this card. This one also was a 5, and it came back an 8.
Hell yeah. And a little tip, if you are sending the PSA, like we talked about with the homie we interviewed with PSA, he used to work there. He mentioned a little trick and actually verified that it does work because I talked to a card shop owner here where you take a express order and then you take a bulk order, and then you do combined shipping. So on PSA's website, you can actually combine an order and get only one barcode to put on the outside of the package. And if you include both of the packages in there with that combined label, it jumps the queue a bit in the shipping and processing center and gets researched and ID'd quicker than it would normally. So I'm going to give that a shot eventually because that sounds but anyway, when he said that, I was like, I wonder if that's true. And I talked to a card shop owner and she's like, I've been doing that all the time. And I've always wondered. And she's like,
the system.
She knew it worked because she did hers like that. And then somebody else in the shop who works there did theirs just was a bulk. And they both watched the processing times at the same time they were shipped and saw hers jump the queue. And she got hers a month or two before he got his back. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So anyway, personally with me, I think PSA is the way to go if you're planning, especially if you're planning on reselling the card. In your case where you're going to keep that card,
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this LC Charizard because that's like, I've been wanting that card since childhood. And now that I was able to get it, picked it up, and also like grading it. Like that's where I'm like, like how you told me, like you should be proud of yourself, and this is one of my proudest moments here.
Yeah, I mean you should be because that's a huge grade bump.
Yeah, and it's like what? It's 7 grades because of course it's the 0.5 system, but that's still 7 grades a bump up.
Yeah, well, you got to think about it this way. And in our interview with the PSA guy, he's kind of like, we take the lowest grade and that's your grade. So the 4 grades being centering, corners, edges, and surface, you really have to look at it as what on the card is the worst aspect of those 4 and take that grade into consideration. Now, if the card on average looks great, send a PSA. If there's one of those 4 that's severely bad, but the rest are great, that's when BGS makes more sense, right? They're going to average you out. So,
and the reason why I also send the BGS is because they don't surcharge you after like getting your card back.
Yeah,
that's the reason why I went with BGS. But of course, it's all personal preference. To me personally, I just like BGS slabs better because I just like how bulky they are. Like especially how this one looks.
Mm-hmm.
This is my baby.
Right. Yeah, hell yeah.
I know it can get the 9. I know it can get the 9 because I saw a BGS 9.5 and a 9 that looked worse than that.
Really?
Yeah, so I kind of one day whenever I go to a show and BGS is there, I want them to relook it. I want them to recheck this again to see if I can kind of ick that 9 out. If I can get that 9, I'm going to tell them to crack it there and re-slab it.
If you do, I would actually, okay, if you do it in person, it's different. But if you do send it back in for reconsideration, do just crack it and send it, dude.
Just crack it and send it?
Every single time, every story I've heard of people sending in for reconsiderations, every single time they've gotten the same grade back. And we heard it from that PSA guy. He's like, that's because they don't want to admit that they screwed up, right? They want to stand by that we did it right the first time. We always do it right the first time, right? So I'm going to share a little kind of story here about this card. So I took this card. Yeah, I graded it and it came back a pristine 10, right?
The best.
Now, I ended up getting greedy on this card and I said, let me try and send it over to BGS. It being such an expensive card, I said, you know what, let me just send it as a pristine 10 because BGS is going to get it and go, ooh, gold 10 maybe not black label. I wasn't expecting a black label, but 10. Hook me up with a 10 maybe. Well, when we talked to the PSA guy, it immediately rang true to this story because every company that receives a different company slab wants to say, ooh, our standards are higher for our 10. So sure enough, they gave me a 9.5. I was off by 0.5, by the way. I had like 10, 9.5, and 2 9s or something like that. And had I just had one more 0.5 on one of those 9s, or even the other one, I would have 10'd out. So that was disappointing. So what I'm curious, I'm going to crack it and send it to PSA. Because if it hits a PSA 10, I'll call it a day. But if it hits a 9 with PSA, I'm going to crack it again.
Send it back to CGC?
No. That'll be my last resort. Like, if ever it keeps failing, then I'll finally CGC. Because CGC, the only reason I sent it to them was because they don't really care about print lines that much.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, well, from my research anyway, I don't want to, this is all allegedly and entertainment purposes only, but from my experience and what I've read, that, when it comes to print lines, BGS and CGC are more lenient on that sort of stuff. But I've seen PSA 10s of this Chinese Mew with
the print
lines. Yeah. So I'm like,
it's
maybe
the bottom. I've seen multiple with print lines and they still eat the 10.
Yeah, so I'm like, maybe this might eke it. So anyway, well, here's what I'm curious about. Rather than sending it in the slab, I'm going to crack it back out of the BGS, which, by the way, the nice thing about BGS is the card is in a sleeve. The bad thing is you have to literally like take a sledgehammer to that slab to open it. It's like one of the hardest slabs to open.
I just crack the side and just stick like a little flathead and just...
I know. I'm just saying they're super thick. They're not as easy as PSA.
And that's the only reason why, too, that I chose BGS, because they're sleeved.
By the way, you know, as far as like PSA slabs are concerned, the new ones are like putty, right? Like they're really hard to crack. But I want to share. We're going to go off.
That's the Pikachu. That's the Pikachu right there.
Yeah. This is the one that you cleaned that you just showed?
I cleaned, and it had like an indent right on the cheek too. But it was super dirty. And this thing, I said it looked like dried ketchup on the card, man. Ugh. It was nasty, but I cleaned that thing good.
I wonder if it was like some kid just like, you know, ate a burger from Burger King and just like was playing with this card.
I love these close-up shots, man. I started doing that to my videos a lot, and I just make it feels like it's more interesting when they do close-up shots when I do close-up shots like that.
Yeah, a lot of people are starting to do those. Those hit pretty hard with the algorithm too. Let me pull up this dude cracking a slab because I thought that this was hilarious. Let's see. I gotta find it. So check this out. This guy at a card show, he hands him this slab, and it's a PSA 8 Magikarp. And you're better off cracking 8s, by the way, and just sell them raw because like nobody wants an 8, especially for a modern card. So look at him. He's literally just like bending the card like a little bit here and there. And this is the brand new slab, by the way, Sebastian. So like, you know how it's like putty? Yeah. And it's a pain in the ass if you crack it the old way, but look at that. Look, he literally just kept bending it and bending it and bending it, and slowly it started opening up and the whole thing just opened up.
Jesus.
Isn't that crazy?
Very crazy. And then people are also opening up with fucking bottle openers as well.
That one I think is old slabs. I don't think that works on new slabs, but I could be wrong. I don't know. We can try it in an experiment episode in the future, but I have a feeling that only works because the way that we're doing it is very similar to the way that person was doing the whole bottle opener thing. But this is different. This guy is literally like bending the slab, you know, all over. Because think about it. Remember how it was like putty and it's super easy to bend, but it won't crack? Mm-hmm. That's kind of the con of this new type of plastic that they're using is it's so easy to bend that you can literally just kind of wiggle the sonic sealing part of the edges out. So shout out this guy. He follows me actually. Rip and share. Yeah.
Honestly, I think what PSA did with the new slabs, of course, I think they just wanted to use a cheaper alternative so they can cut costs, to be honest.
Could be just cheaper plastic. Totally. Yeah. Then there's this Gold Star Rayquaza. So here's where I screwed up. I cracked this out of a PSA 2 and I didn't think about it, but there's all this Pokemold and stuff all over it, right? Which in my head, when I bought this card, I didn't really think about the law of averages right here. Or because when I ended up taking this card and later grading it with BGS and tag, the problem is like this card was missing so much paint on the front that it was literally taking like a 1. It would go down to a 1 or 2 just from the amount of paint on the front. Like see all those scratches,
all the silvering and everything.
Yeah, it was really bad. And so I tried as best as I could to like use Hyper Potion and everything, but just all that silvering on there. This ended up getting back with BGS, it got back a rebacked, which is stupid. I didn't reback it, but they saw that there's like this line right here at the top, and they like, I don't know, just wanted to be stupid. And then I sent it to tag and I hit the 2, which was stupid, Like PSA 2, literally, you know what I should have done with this card, Sebastian? Bent the card in half and sent it back to PSA.
PSA 1.
Dude.
Yeah.
It would
PSA 1s are more than 2s, right?
Dude, isn't like, find the nearest bridge for me when I hear this kind of crap. Like, absolutely crazy. And then there's this story of the Masaki marks. Somebody wanted us to talk a little bit about Masaki marks. And so let me kind of show the story of this real quick. So I have the video of me working on this one.
I love that video. And I'm going to keep on saying it and saying it again.
I wish I could find more of these cards. They've gone up so much in price though, and I don't want to touch them anymore, but
I want one of those just to have in my collection, in my binder, just to have one.
So did you see, look at how much I humidified this card. See how much this card was curved? I accidentally left it overnight. I didn't intend to.
But I've noticed that when you leave cards overnight like that, they're like super plushed or like super like humidified and more malleable that you can actually get stuff out from the back. And I actually sometimes leave cards overnight like that.
Yeah, I was surprised because I let this card sit in a flattener for quite some time, and it actually ended up being really good. Because the one thing I've always worried about leaving cards in overnight like this is having them curl up really bad the next day, or if you pull them out too quickly or whatever. But surprisingly, like, so I worked on it with the card tool, and then I think really the best step here was like when I pressed it, because I put a little bit of extra pressure on that corner there. And it came out really good. So I put it in the large penny sleeves, which I recommend. Like if you use cheap penny sleeves, it can leave like a glossy look.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about with one person there. Choose your sleeves wisely. Like make sure that they don't have a shiny after. Like, you know, like they feel like plastic. I mean, they're plastic, of course. But like it has a shiny finish, because if you press it, especially if you're going to be doing anaconda squeeze or any other thing, it can leave a shiny gloss in the back of the card. So, you know, you always got to be careful with what kind of sleeves you use.
But it went from a 6 to an 8. And by the way, when I actually sold this, I made more than $2,200, by the way. Like I put this on auction.
$5,000.
Dude, it went crazy. So
yeah, I've noticed in auctions, they go more higher than what they're actually supposed to.
It depends on the card. If it's a card people are willing to like kill each other over, then totally, you know. This one here was a PSA 6, and this one here also, when I graded it and got it back, hit the 6. So this was a sideways deal.
This is the one that had ketchup, right? Yeah, some ketchup on the side. I don't know what that is.
There was a ton of scratches on this card. That's why I thought that I would get a better grade on this. But when it comes down to it, the back was what was holding it to the 6. So like, even though I fixed the scratches and the front look fantastic, there was just so much whitening on the back that they just called it the 6. You know what I mean? And there was a little bit of a weird indent at the top too that I couldn't get rid of. That might have even been it. But yeah, so sometimes, you know, you go sideways, but here's one that I probably should have sent to Beckett, because I think the average I probably could have eked out a 7.5 or an 8 on this card, especially with how nice the front looked. Yeah.
Again, use Pokemaster to save 10%. Hyper-potion.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is like your easiest win, in my opinion, is a Hyper-potion.
Yeah, that's exactly how one of the scratches on the LC charger looked like. With one swipe of Hyper-potion, ooh-wee, it was gone.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I've heard a lot of people talking about different products, and somebody was telling me like, bro, Hyper-potion is like the best.
Just to show how good Hyper-potion is, I cleaned it right before sending it out. Surface is a 9.5.
Damn.
9.5.
So your fingerprint that you left on it was the one part that dinged it the 0.5.
Yeah, it was right on the corner. I'm so stupid.
Joking.
No, but I'm happy with the grades. You know, like I said, it's like one of the best. Oh, I love that one too.
Yeah, this one here is a 10.
I love that.
Yeah. No, this was a 6. I think it was a 6. It's either a 5 or a 6.
It was a 6.
Same deal on this, dude. I sent it in and got the same grade back. So
6 again?
Yeah. And again, this was a situation where I think the back was holding it with just the amount of whitening. So again, all of the scratches gone, but the edge wear and like all four corners were cooked. And there was some indents that I got out, but that didn't matter. Like PSA still just... Now, here's the thing. I have this conspiracy that PSA is working on some AI technology to do image recognition. So if the same card comes in that they've seen before, that they'll give it the same grade. I think it's going to take a lot for them to actually build that sort of technology, but in premise, that can be possible. Like... Now, could there be two cards that come in that are identical, but That's where, again, like the card in hand from a grader, they can kind of look at the other one and look at it and go, is this actually the same card? And then, give it the same grade if they think that's the case. But the tooling on their side for the graders could get to that point where it's like flags the card saying, we think we've seen this card before, right? So even though I fixed that indent in the corner, no luck on this.
Yeah, and we show kind of how to, like, what to look for, especially if you guys get like either PSA 5, 6, or 7. Those are the 3 grades that you want. That it's a sweet spot of finding good cards that you can get 8, 9s, or 10s.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, this is a good example right here. This was a 7. I bought this card because I knew it was an incomplete hollow pattern card. So that's another good way. Like if you have an eye for error cards and they're not slabbed either correctly or PSA won't label them with a certain error and other companies will, like in this case, CGC will put incomplete hollow error. But on PSA slabs, they don't use that anymore. They used to, but they don't anymore because they're saying people can fake these, apparently.
Are you serious?
So, yeah, I don't know if that's true, though.
That's utter bull.
Yeah, I think they just want to simplify the population report. I think they're trying to go away from having, like, all these different little types of things. They want to just kind of, like, call it one card and that's it. Yeah. But anyway, this was a W because, and again, going from PSA to other companies like CGC or BGS, you're almost like, if you just crack the card and send it off, you're almost like guaranteed that, you'll probably get some sort of bump. In this case, I did fix scratches and things like that, and it got a 1.5 bump. But CGC and BGS are just a little more lenient when it comes to the card, like the graders.
I always thought, like BGS, because they say, we'll cut that part off when I was yawning. They say that BGS. They say that I just drank a coffee too, so I don't know how the hell I'm tired. I literally like when I got the donuts, I got a coffee.
That was your mistake. You're sugar crashing right now. I told Sebastian, I said no donuts, and he said I only ate one. His wife comes in, he ate two.
She's lying. I only got one.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, so
they say that they say that BGS is more stricter. Like, I mean, yes, in some ways they are
for the black label,
but I feel like they're a little bit more lenient to it especially when you're going to be getting grade bumps. Look at that, right, baby, right there.
Yeah, I miss this card. I wish I kept this one, but first edition OG Moonbryon. This I bought on eBay, the Tag 9, and this was a little thought experiment of like, okay, I don't think I did anything to this card, did I? Oh yeah, the edge.
Did your dad drop that one?
Yes, he did. You're right, he did. So this was a 9, but then my dad dropped it and turned it to a 6. So I had to crack it out of here, fix this. But it still averaged out quite nicely.
Hey, it's beautiful.
So however Tag's algorithm works, I don't think is truly averaging. I think they may weigh certain categories more than others. Like maybe they weigh surface a little bit more than like edges and corners or something like that. But, something to take into consideration.
Yeah. And I know in the beginning of Tag's processing, especially with scanning and some cards, Sometimes like even with indents or even like with like print errors, it won't even catch that and they'll still give it a 10 when it was supposed to get a surface bump down or something like that.
So check this out. See this that was a 9.5.
The true 9.5.
Yeah, and I cracked this one out. So
oh
it
my
was
God, did you saw it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
This was back in the day when I used to. This was the old slab crack technique. It was for BGS slabs. So what I would do is I would take painter's tape and tape the top of the card, and then just cut the corners off with like a handsaw, and then I would get a flathead like we do now and pry up the whole thing.
Yeah.
But with that new tool, it's not, that much different prying the corner off,
Look at the card, real protected with its sleeve, guys.
Yeah, I know. Haley hates those sleeves because she thinks they can hide stuff. And I think that there's some truth to that. Like if you sent in a BGS lab to another company to get cross-graded, I think that you might have a chance where they don't even, grade it.
Screw it. I'm going to send it to PSA to get that 9.
Yeah. But look, this one hit the 10, dude.
Hell yeah.
So that's one case where you have 9.5s on everything. Just send it to send it to PSA.
To PSA. I know PSA used to have the 0.5s, but they took it out. I think they only have just a 8.5 that they left off.
9.5 is the only grade they don't have in a point grade. So they have like 1.5, 2.5, all that. But between 9 and 10, they don't have a 9.5 now. And they shun upon the whole 0.5 system. Like, I'm in a conundrum right now because I have this card and I don't quite know what to do with it. Because let me find this bad boy real quick. Where is this guy? I think it might be in here.
No.
There we go. Let me bust out their rocket briefcase here.
Hell yeah, dude.
By the way, this thing's sick, dude. I love it because there's this thing right here that holds slabs perfectly. It's like they designed it for.
They designed it for slabs. They designed it for you.
Yeah, they were like, Giovanni needs a good case to carry his shit around in.
That's the one from the Team Rocket set that you open all the packs in, right? Like,
so here's my conundrum. This is the team. This comes with a box of the Japanese. These are pretty cheap, by the way. If you have the room, I would buy one and just sit on it. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna buy one just for my slabs.
So this card, I'm confused about what to do, man. Because this actually is a 7.5 Shadowless Charizard. Beautiful card.
Beautiful.
But the only problem is like there's a decent chunk of whitening here at the top. So you can see like right up there.
Like one piece or is it like, oh, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty big. So
huge.
I'm worried. Like if I send this back in, I think it goes to the 7. But the front is so clean that the grader was like, man, I can't just give this a 7 because of that. I'm gonna give it the 0.5.
You know where you gotta send it?
BGS, you think?
If I'm wrong,
it could 9 out. Yeah.
If I'm wrong, when we meet up, you can slap me right across the face.
You think I should send it to BGS?
Hell yeah.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
It comes back as 5. You were wrong, Sebastian.
The only way this comes back a 5 is if I fucking destroy it on the way out of the slab. Yeah.
Then surprisingly, like I remember when I got the Charizard as a 5, and then when I opened it up, like when I saw the slab, I didn't see nothing. All I saw was a corner ding. So I'm like, oh, that's easy, right? Wrong. Yeah. I opened it up. There was a huge indent right where the body is, like right here in the middle. All right, where his belly is to the back. So it was kind of concaved inside. I'm like, oh, shit. So I did the humidity storm method. I did all this stuff that I had to do. I had to flatten it with the Giovanni's card tool. And I finally was able to like get that out. And I flattened it for a couple days.
Damn.
So, yeah, I did that. And then the top nick over here on this side, it was creased up, but it was like those little sharp creases that were like tiny, but only that you get in the corners. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of like, shit, okay, what can I do? So I just pressed it, I humidified it, used a little bit of the heat pen too to kind of flatten it out. And then it left that white mark, but where that crease was. Like it's a tiny white mark.
Bummer.
Tiny white mark, but hey, I got a bump up though.
So it matters, right? But yeah. I mean, this I love this. This is a evolution box error. Have you ever seen this card before?
Is that when it's supposed to be
instead of Squirtle, it has War Turtle evolves into War Turtle.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. That's so cool.
That's cool. I love
that error. Yeah, base set has a lot of errors. Like I think WotC just rushed base set out because they wanted Pokemon. Pokemon was hitting hard, and like Nintendo was like, "We need that yesterday, bro." Yeah, before it Furby's out, nobody cares about Pokemon. Look at 25 years later, we're still.
I honestly think, dude, Pokemon's still going to be around. I think it's still going to be as popular as it is today. It might crash. I know you're telling me you think it might crash, but I feel like it will crash, but then it's another couple years or like maybe a year later, it'll probably boom up again.
It's cyclical, I think. Like, every time like that perfect storm of like Pokemon Go, right? When Pokemon Go hit, or COVID, when everybody got nostalgic, and like vintage everything during COVID was crazy. Like clothes, like all the people who like do vintage clothes started making hella money because everybody wanted vintage. Everyone was getting very nostalgic. A lot of people, and Pokemon was a part of our childhood, right? So. Yeah.
I think honestly, what were you doing during COVID? You know what I was doing? I was buying colognes. I was getting a cologne collection. I was building my PC. I was doing all this other stuff. I would not leave the house. I was an introvert.
I didn't leave the house either. I worked my ass off. I actually ended up working 4 jobs at the same time.
Holy shit.
So like there was a couple jobs because I was a programmer, right? So I literally just started like stacking jobs because they were hiring programmers like crazy. I don't know if you remember that, but like all the tech companies were like throwing money at like developers to just come to their company. And let's just say that year I made more money than I made like the previous like 5 years combined, like insane amount of money, like pay off my house kind of money. Like it was insane. Shit. Yeah.
And so how hard is it hard to be a programmer?
It stressed me the fuck out. Like I actually started getting health issues. I was smoking cigars like crazy during COVID. I thought the world was going to end, I remember day one when shit happened and Vegas closed the strip, which Vegas never closes the strip. It's Disneyland, dude. So it was scary. It was scary. By the way, show that thing real quick and let's jump in the page. What that little screw down thing?
So me and Giovanni, we saw these things, and then we thought about it. Let's see if we can use these as clamps. So that's why I bought this. They only come in 4. I bought 2 versions of it. I bought this ones, and then I bought some copper ones that are shorter. And we're gonna test those out to see how good they flatten, because we saw somebody uses those copper ones who were like, okay, it shows that it flattens good. We want to see if it works really well. But anyways, we could talk more about that in the page. What do you got to say, Giovanni?
If you're not in the page, join the page. Use code Pokemaster. Blah 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 blah. Like get in the damn page. All right. Yeah. Like we are having so much fun in there. The group chat's lit. Wow. Like we have the whole giveaway that we're doing with the Topps Chrome pack. If you haven't seen, all we're saying is post some cool before and afters. And we're gonna hook you up.
Maybe, yeah. You post a video, tag me in Pokemaster Center.
We're doing style points, by the way, so it doesn't have to be a miracle. We're giving this, and we're also giving, what was it, Phantasmal Flames Japanese?
Yeah, Inferno X.
Oh, Inferno X.
I'm gonna get 1 box for you, lovely people, so you'll be able to open it. And of course, you better post your polls. If you get that Charizard, you're gonna give it to me. I'm kidding. It's for you. I want you guys to enjoy your packs and open them. Open them with your buddies. Open them with your girlfriend, your fiance, your wife, or etc. Other way around, boyfriend, whoever wins. But we just want you to have fun. Win free stuff.
Yeah, and we actually, I think in the previous episode, we already gave these away. These are gone. But in the Patreon, if you're subscribed, stay tuned, watch the Patreon episode, because I'm going to drop a little thing on what you need to do to win this. So.
Hell yeah, I love this when Giovanni just does little secret, little Easter eggs. You never know when he's going to say it, but you need to catch on and you need to really pay attention to the Patreon to win free shit.
If you're not in the page, get in the page.
Come on, guys, get in the page.
Oh boy, Giovanni, you better get in the page before I slap you. What the hell?
Yo, what? How funny is that? A Pokemon with a freaking coin strapped to its head.
I know, right? Probably they say he's the luckiest Pokemon because of that coin. But
Dude, that coin is not a part of the Pokemon, right? Like every Meowth that's born finds a coin really quick and just slaps it on their forehead.
And that
right?
stays there forever. Oh, you muted yourself.
All right. See you in the page.
See you in the page. Dude, these mics, you get to freaking like mute yourself real quick. Like you would like if you just use